When Nick Shirley ends up being debunked and exposed, we'll get to that here in a second, Trump chooses to cancel federal funding for literal daycare centers. Notice how all of the attention has miraculously been diverted away from the Epstein files. But is MAGA even aware of how daycare centers operate? First of all, why would a daycare allow a YouTuber and an obvious camera crew standing outside of their window looking highly fucking suspicious into their daycare? Second of all, I was already aware of this, but apparently a lot of people aren't. Nick Shirley's parents were literally sued in Utah in 2018 for fraud. You know, I actually tried to show Nick Shirley's contract because I found it through Turning Point USA. Of course, my video got flagged for sharing personal information, but you can easily find it online. But I just want to ask, who said, and I quote, "I love the poorly educated"? Also, and I quote, "Smart people don't like me." But I also heard not even a year ago, and I quote, "My name is not in the Epstein files." Also heard, and I quote, "Trump's name is not in the Epstein files." Well, isn't that interesting? Then of course you have creators like the older millennial that try to come in and cover everything up and defer attention away again from the obvious and then do a horrible job at it. But at this point you have to ask yourself, why are we all truly paying taxes? This isn't even in a quotation Somali issue, even though it's ironic that Netanyahu mentions the creation of Somaliland. It's a money laundering problem that happens literally everywhere in the motherfucking world, but primarily in this motherfucking country. Do you know how much money in the past 12 years alone that has gone to so many other nations aside from the United States? Primarily being in Israel, but nobody wants to talk about that or the money laundering networks that were connected to Hamas. You know how contradicting it is for you to try to make a valid argument, making some sort of an excuse for the obvious genocide that is taking place in Gaza right now? It makes Americans look so ignorant and uneducated. Then again, I'm not surprised considering who literally published our textbooks. People do not care to do the proper research. They just allow somebody random to form their opinion for them. Good thing you still have creators like me, right?